And thank you for your attention.
Thank you for having me here today. I'll be speaking to you today about the global need for green energy technology and how it's creating enormous opportunities, and how we as a company have attempted to capture those global opportunities by using the U.S. commercial service. For me, this has been a journey not necessarily about my feed software and automation company or about my biorefinery company, but it's really been a journey about bringing jobs and opportunities back to my little local community. I grew up in a small community, and I watched friends move to the city. I watched schools shrink, and I watched storefronts close. While building my company in my little community and promoting these products across rural America, I had the opportunity to take my pickup and travel all over the nation selling those feed mills. As we installed these products in these hundreds of small towns and visiting those small communities, it was impressed greatly upon me that what I was seeing in my own community was not happening just in my little town, but it was happening all over rural America. What had happened was the computer and technology age and its related opportunities had bypassed rural America and had passed up those communities, and many of them had died. It was then that I decided I was going to do my part to try to catch the next train, the renewable energy train, and try to reverse this trend, not just for my community, but also for rural America. The product that we developed was a modular ethanol production system. Some will call it a gas in a box. It's built in a factory, it can be shipped anywhere in the world and start making bioenergy. These systems can be reassembled like Lego blocks to build any size plant. Our target market is the 1 to 20 million gallon plant, but it can go all the way up to 100 million gallons. We have a cellulose pretreatment pod that can incorporate some of the revolutionary technology from our biology partners and convert feedstocks such as waste paper and corn cobs. Modular systems have many advantages, and that they can be located next to the feedstocks, and for as little as $3 to $5 million, you can build a commercial cellulosic ethanol plant. We believe that the key to meeting the global demand and bringing the jobs back to the U.S. is to build them like peas in a pod, just like Henry Ford did when he built his automobile. Most notably, if you remember nothing else about our product, we believe we've solved the Achilles heel of cellulosic ethanol production. This whole cellulose thing, it's a very bulky material, and the transportation is a big issue. So by building the smaller plants and locating them next to the feedstocks, you can reduce the transportation issue. It's especially important in international markets. We've tested this on many feedstocks, from waste wood to waste paper. Waste paper is real interesting, by the way. 50 to 60% of the nation's landfills are waste paper. We've also tested it on waste food products. Like 20% of the nation's watermelons are thrown away each year. So if you can take some of these waste products and turn them into ethanol, that's a good thing. We believe these international opportunities are a big opportunity, and that by using renewable energy technology such as ours, you can capture those opportunities and bring those jobs back to these communities and have a tremendous impact on the local community. In our example, we've quoted about 500 systems now, totaling over $1 billion in quotes, and I intend on bringing back 450 jobs into our little local community, and we only got 800 people in the town. Just think of the impact that type of play is going to make on small communities. We believe the key to making this happen quickly is a circle of collaboration, where you have to have economic development groups working with local manufacturers, working with universities to validate the technology and not make sure it's not just a bunch of snake oil, and train the future workforce. Also to work with farmers or waste stream providers or other feedstock providers. So we intend to do this model in our local region, carry it across the country, and then do it across the world. In southern Minnesota, we've tried to practice what we preach. We've created a renewable biofuel collaborative. We've created a memorandum of understanding to create the state's first cellulose feedstock plant. A vision of Reggie Edwards, our local economic development director, is to create the Minnesota Energy Valley, which is, the intent is to be like the Silicon Valley of California. We've gotten support from our local congressman, Tim Walz. We've gotten support from our governor, Tim Pawlenty. We're going to go on a trade mission shortly. again, this whole renewable energy thing is a real opportunity across the whole world. And if we don't jump on that as a country, we're going to miss it, just like rural America missed the computer technology revolution. We believe that the different pillars of government also need to collaborate to make this happen. We've gotten noticed by the Secretary of Energy, who recently came to see our technology. So getting back to the commercial service, again, it's a global opportunity, and it all needs to funnel down to these little communities and the jobs they have to bring. So what's the U.S. commercial service like, and how have I used it? The way I would like to, it's kind of like having a relative already living there. So an example, I just went to a foreign country. You know, you get into the country and you land and they don't speak your language and you're kind of scared and nervous, but I had the address of the U.S. Commercial Service. So I went to the U.S. Commercial Service. They spoke my language, that was nice. It was someone I could trust, and they were enthused about promoting my products in their country. They did country research, market research. They showed me all kinds of information. You know, many of these countries have mandates and support programs and so forth that are a big part of selling renewable energy technologies into those countries. They've got some excellent websites. The way we used advantage of this websites was we hired a bunch of college interns. It was kind of interesting. We brought in 13 interns for the summer, gave them these websites and said, just go research all these companies, look at what the opportunities are, look at what the different feedstocks that they have, and create a summary back for us. And what was neat about it is we were able to get some of the best and brightest kids from our community, and they could see the opportunities of the world and then understand how they could bring them back to their local community. Another thing we've used the U.S. Commercial Service for is Gold Key programs. The way the Gold Key programs work, you spend about, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, and you tell them what you're doing and who you'd like to see, and they'll make up you with potential customers and companies in those countries. And then it's pretty neat because then they'll help facilitate the meetings, and you know, you don't just go meet the janitor, you go meet the movers and shakers of these companies, and it just really cuts to the chase real quickly when you're trying to penetrate a country. Some will refer to it as having like an office in the country, some will refer to it as like a beachhead, but this whole Gold Key thing, you get in and you meet the players, and you just cut years away versus walking up and down the streets trying to find somebody to talk to you. The other way the U.S. Commercial Service has helped is they've introduced us to financing mechanism, the Export-Import Bank, the SBA. There's many programs out there to help, everything from helping to market to helping to fill purchase orders to financing foreign receivables. So something to take home. Just a sec. I challenge you to develop your own renewable-related technologies, develop your own collaborations, and also utilize the commercial service to bring these global opportunities and resulting jobs back to your own home, back to your own communities, and get not just your company, but all America back on the train. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the honor of